In the first half of this video, I'm going to talk about Baltic ladies. Then, in the second half, I'm going to touch upon the distinction between mind control and social engineering, as well as how marketing is more potent than mind control. From what I've gathered, women from Estonia and Latvia are 25 Russian because a lot of Russians migrated there during the times of the Soviet Union. In Estonia, many people are also Finnic people with their roots going back to the Ice Age. Lithuania is the only country in the Baltic states that does not have a significant Russian population. Without further ado, I'm going to talk about women from the Baltic states. I am aware that many of you are going to argue that the Baltic states belong to Northern Europe rather than Eastern Europe. However, I don't really care about that for the purpose of this particular video, because many of the people who live in those countries have been heavily mixed with people from Eastern Europe as well, and as a result, their beauty fades much sooner than that of women who live in Western Europe. Women of Eastern European descent might not be as attractive when they are in their late teens and early 20s and further on, but their looks appear to be running a marathon instead of a sprint. Because of this, when I dated women up here in Canada, I often made sure that they were of Western European descent, because I could see what the ravages of time did to Eastern European women as well as their genetics. With Baltic women, I'm guessing that being a combination of Finnic as well as Eastern European genetics just shows me that they're up to the same tricks that Russian mail-order brides, as well as Asian mail-order brides, have been up to for a really long time now, and I'm sure that many of the Baltic mail-order brides are probably of Russian descent. So why would some guy looking for a foreign bride want to go to Latvia when he can actually go to Moscow or St. Petersburg, where the woman actually comes from a place with a more Rauschvi, also does an excellent job of discussing the various body types, hair faces, personalities, and overall fun factors of women in these specific locations. I don't really have the desire to separate women from that region and categorize them as some sort of prize hogs. They are women plain and simple, and that's not going to change if you're a man in England and you travel to the United States. Do you expect men to be completely different? Probably not. So why would you expect women to be completely different simply because you cross a sea, a mountain range, or some other imaginary border? Therefore, this should serve as a warning to males who are considering dating women from Eastern Europe. I'm sorry if I didn't come up with enough material for this movie about Baltic ladies, Mr. Anonymous, but my conclusion about women from this particular region is that they're pretty similar to women from everywhere else on the globe. Now, I'd want to go on and discuss the issue of mind control. Some of these mind control experiments even took place in Canada and Montreal at McGill University. The researchers at McGill University wiped the minds of patients using paralytic drugs and electroconvulsive therapy. They even made many people forget how to talk, and who their parents were, and many others had true memory wipes. However, the problem was that the CIA was unable to completely remove a person's memories. Edward Barnes got wealthy socialites in New York City to hold up cigarettes and call those cigarettes torches of freedom. Then he called over photographers and newspapermen to basically cover the story. A short while later, women all over America started smoking, and the cigarette companies doubled their markets virtually overnight. You see, if the mainstream media marketing machine wants women to think that it's wrong to divorce men and take them to the cleaners financially, they have to convince women that it's wrong to do those. The thing about true mind control is that victims usually fight the rescrambling of their brains, but with social engineering, women have been conditioned to believe that happiness comes from consumption. With regard to consumerism, I often read stories about the past in which women were told to follow slogans such as this one: use it up, wear it out, make it do, or go without. In those days, women and men purchased things because of the utility value rather than because it was sold to TV commercials. Many women in today's society use men for their utility value and for the manly things that men do. However, society also promotes the idea of starter marriages, and many films show divorced women starting life after divorce and getting a better life. If Hollywood showed more films where the characters never actually got divorced, and where it was okay to shame divorced women, then women would think twice before divorcing their husbands, because it would mean great shame in the past before moving on to larger and better things.